come to the bold analysis. The Friday night meeting that I just analyzed in the video just before this one was well documented in Standard newspaper. So grab Standard on Sunday if you're around, and you'll get full details of that story. And I just did that podcast, and 30 minutes later I received a couple of calls with people really opening up on what exactly, and I'm glad some of the few members that even attended some of these meetings are coming out, what exactly transpired and the twist and spin. I want to tell you this is a matter that we are going to talk about for some time. And there is this information that is coming. Mobilization for that meeting was largely done through the WhatsApp. Yes. So I've also tried to ask, now that what was the axis? Was it Rigathi axis? And if there is another meeting, a parallel one meeting, the one that Rigathi Gachagua met, 12 that met with Rigathi, then 48 met at Karen, at the Thika. It is a meeting of Mount Kenya MPs. And this Mount Kenya MPs, 12 met Rigathi, and then 12 met at another undisclosed location in Thika, residence of a member of parliament from Kirinyaga, and who so far, I think that name must still be kept, maybe it will be revealed later on. So what happened was, did Rigathi camp know of this other meeting? You understand that the meetings happened parallel, and it was only during the meeting that members started receiving calls from different quarters on what exactly had happened, and even some members of the deep state asking what was the agenda of that meeting. But the conveners are also crying out of spies that were planted, spied on that meeting, and again it then leaked out before it even achieved its objective. It didn't last, even though it went up to the late night. Sabina Chege came in and walked out halfway, leaving saying that she was going to attend to some family issue. And since then, Friday, the convener of the meeting has been receiving questions and concern about what is behind the caucus. And the meeting has sent shockwaves. That's what the conveners are saying, that meeting has sent some shockwaves from different quarters, because no one would expect that to happen. So I want to look at the forces behind it and why it is really a worry to the State House team. But before that, I'm reminding you of Edwin Mwiti Mwenda, a fundraiser that we are doing in our podcast. This boy here is supposed to join Kirinyaga University. He was supposed to join earlier September. So today we are on 30th and is yet to join because of financial constraints. So under the Bold podcast, I have promised him that we are taking him to school on Friday. We as the Bold team. So that's why I'm reaching out to you, that I think on education is an equalizer. Education is an equalizer. And I know we've done most of the health, but on this one, it's very special. Some of us, me and you, are here because of education. So there is a lot needed, even apart from we are doing a 100 book challenge. But remember, there is also a lot needed, even in terms of other things. If you have a phone, you can donate a phone, you can donate a laptop, you can donate. Zile vitu zinatakikana mtu akiwa university, will be very grateful, so that Mwendwa aende shule. He's supposed to pursue, which is the cause. Yes, I've got the letter here from the brother. By then that boy doesn't have a phone, so nataka pia tupate what you have to buy. Bachelor of Technology in Electronics and Computer Engineering. So reach out. I'm glad that some have also started reaching out so that tupeleke huyu kijana shule on Friday. Let's do this, guys. That contribution, ili tutapata 100 bob, those who can pay, and those who can also be willing to sponsor something. Tunataka hata ikiwezekana we be able to settle his first bill, first term, so first semester or even first year, so that akingojanga loan. But kindly, let's try. This one is one that we must do. Mwentoa comes from Meru, but he's going to report in Kirinyaga. So on Friday we're going to be there. Now, there are 4 reasons why William Ruto will not want to hear of that meeting, or why that meeting is already a problem for those in power. This is because the meeting had a backing of senior cabinet secretaries that are embattled. And you remember, largely they mentioned about Alice Wahome's presence there, because part of what they complained about insubordination, where someone is a cabinet secretary, but the only person that is interacting with the state house team, with the executive, is the PS, that was touching directly on Alice Wahome. Now, he's in Thika. Thika is in Kiambu County. And Kiambu County is where Moses Kuria comes from. Moses Kuria is also amongst Mount Kenya, cabinet secretaries from Mount Kenya, who had been facing the chopping board. Remember, Ruto has come under intense pressure to reshuffle the cabinet. And part of cabinet secretaries that have had squabbles with the HOS is Moses Kuria. So they understand very well that such a meeting can have and is having the blessings of senior cabinet members. Remember, Moses Kuria is the person that engineered Uhuru Venom in 2019, when he started moving around asking the Mount Kenyans to ask Uhuru Kenyatta what he had done for the region. So it's something that is very deep, and that and because they are facing that reshuffle, that meeting, that rebellion meeting, is something that is already causing worries. Number 2, Mount Kenya billionaires are feeling shortchanged by William Ruto. And someone might ask me how, might want to ask how. There are many tenders that there is the tendering process that is being given on different aspects on shareholding or proximity to power. There are also Mount Kenya billionaires who were, during Uhuru Kenyatta's time, they were in the decision-making table. They were in the high table. Their kins and friends and people around were actually employed, were actually appointed in government. The blue-eyed guys are actually being ejected out of government very fast. So remember, in politics, there is one factor you cannot rub off, and that is the influence of money, the influence of resources. Now, how about if these 48 MPs, if they get the support of Mount Kenya billionaires there, and they just unleash that straight, they live straight and go to the ground and start doing sensitization, they can have the resources. Mount Kenya billionaires are the ones that are owning all those TV and radio stations in Mount Kenya. So if they start running anti-Ruto campaign, it is not something that you can wish away. The other third aspect you must pay attention to here is that Rigathi and Ndindi Nyoro axis. It has become difficult for all leaders to converge around Rigathi Gachagua. And you know very well there have been that bit of fallout between Rigathi and Ndindi. And now recently there's also Moses Kuria. Now, with all those divisions emerging, if the camps starts taking shape, the caucusing starts taking shape, and remember sometime President said that he doesn't want to see those caucusings, where people see it as Mount Kenya, as Western, and as Nyang and all that. He once said that he would not want to see those caucuses, but then that is what is happening. So it's because of wherever there already that bad blood that's already started creeping in there. Number 4 is, look at the anti-Ruto team is gathering boldness. I'm telling you, Gathoni wa Mushomba voted against the finance bill with the opposition MPs. And Gathoni wa Mushomba has been so much consistent on what Ruto and Rigathi, what they are getting wrong, has been that they're getting wrong. So when they get that, when they get more support from others, they are gathering momentum. And before you know, it will be normal that even in Mount Kenya, you know, some time back, someone in Mount Kenya will not even dare criticize what government is doing. It will be normal for them to criticize. Now, during Bomas of Kenya, something happened. MPs were asked to speak in one voice so that they counter the narrative that government has failed. And now you realize that quite a number of them have declined in defending William Samoei Ruto. This meeting, these rebellious meetings are also coming at a time there's some mixed voices in terms of what's happening at the dialogue. So quite a number of issues are at stake, and that is why the State House team are not very comfortable with the rebellious caucusing. Thank you.